Hello everybody, my name is Trevor Holden and I have the huge privilege of welcoming you to the Broadland Council Community at Heart Awards. It's been a tough year, hasn't it, with COVID and everything that's been going on, and it's really important, more now than at any other time, that we take time to reflect on the great work that's been going on in our community. I need to say a thank you to our sponsors. This is the fourth year that these awards have been sponsored by Price Bailey. Thank you for making it possible. It makes a big difference to all in our community. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to the Chairman of Broadland District Council, Councillor Karen Vinson.
Good evening everyone, and a very warm welcome to our Broadland District Council Community at Heart Awards 2020. Tonight we recognise members of our community who give up their time, their energy and their skills to selflessly help others. Now, while the COVID-19 pandemic has meant that we've been unable to hold the awards ceremony in person this year, we were determined to celebrate the incredible achievements of individuals, community groups and businesses across Broadland. And so I do hope that you enjoy our virtual awards ceremony. This year especially, I have been truly humbled by the many inspirational accounts of kindness and generosity. And I'd like to thank all of the nominees for the remarkable things that you do. Now, whether you win an award this evening or not, I think you are all truly amazing and you should be very proud of your achievements. So no more ado, I will wish you all a fantastic evening and I will now hand back to Trevor. Over to you, Trevor.
Karen, thank you so much for those kind words of introduction. So, how's it all going to work? We have got 10 fantastic community awards to work through. We're going to go through each of the categories, hear something around our finalists, and then go to one of our judges or one of our special guests who will talk to the winner and tell us about how they won these fantastic awards. Each of our winners will receive a trophy and £250 for them to donate to a charity or a community group of their choice. So, can you get involved? Yes, of course you can. We want you to get involved. So please do use the hashtag Community at Heart and take an active part in this evening's celebrations. So let's get started with our first award, and our first award is Young Person of the Year. This category concerns a young person who has made a remarkable and inspirational difference and has shown enthusiasm and positivity. And to announce this award, I'm going to pass over to Councillor Justine Thomas to read out the finalists and what they've been nominated for. Justine, over to you.
The shortlisted nominations for Young Person of the Year are Evie Sansom. Evie's raised thousands of pounds for a local autism charity and the NHS, plus she's made gifts to cheer up her neighbours during the lockdown. Sky Freeman, for undertaking challenges with friends that raised over £3,500 for cystic fibrosis. Summer Brown, for her environmental passion, key member of the Taberham and Drayton Litter Pickers, Summer champions environmental issues and has inspired others to join her.
Thank you, Justine, for reading out our finalists for this award. I recently had the pleasure of meeting our award winner to let them know they've won.
Hello Nicola, hello Evie.
Hello. Hello.
Lovely to meet you today.
And you as well.
So Evie, I've heard a little rumour about some of the things you've been doing. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit more about them.
So I raise for a charity called Sunbeams Play, and it's a charity for kids with special needs and autism. And I help by writing letters to famous celebrities and Duchess of York as well. So helping for it.
And I heard that you've been doing some mini challenges to raise some money.
Yeah, 26.
26 challenges. What sort of things did you do?
Cooking, exercise, some arts and crafts, some of them.
And you talk about some celebrities. Who have you been writing to?
Duchess of York. Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. Harry Hill, Ollie Murs. Like ones that are around in Norfolk or London, and just with celebrities.
Do you get a reply from them? Do they write back to you?
Yeah, and sometimes they give me a few gifts, like Dutch of York House. She gave me a few gifts.
Did she?
Mhm.
Well, I think you're totally inspirational, some of the things that you've been doing.
Thank you.
And I've got a little secret to share with you, if I may. Actually, we've asked you to come along today because you're actually the Young Person of the Year award winner. So,
Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh my god.
so for our Broadland Community Heart Awards, you're our award winner for the Young Person of the Year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very well done.
That was exciting news, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a surprise?
Yes. Like, it's really amazing, you know.
Hopefully,
Not
a nice
expecting
surprise.
that.
I won't.
Do you want to say, do you know?
I don't know what to say.
I've shocked you, haven't I? Sorry.
It's okay.
Many congratulations, Evie. Very well done. It was a pleasure meeting with you, and it was inspirational hearing about your amazing achievements, your 26 challenges that you undertook, your fundraising. You really are an inspirational young lady. Congratulations.
On to our second award, Volunteer of the Year. An individual who has volunteered their time to make an outstanding contribution to our community. And for this award, I'm going to pass back over to Councillor Thomas to hear our finalists. Justine, over to you.
The shortlisted nominations for Volunteer of the Year are Michelle Thackham. Michelle is a parish councillor, mum, deputy sister at Cromer Hospital, plus treasurer and trustee for Coltishall and Worsted Preschool. On top of all this, Michelle has become a director of Coltishall Activities and Sports Trust to ensure refurbishment of their village hall is able to take place. Victoria Waterfield. Following a burglary, Victoria set up the Cat and Watch neighbourhood group. When the pandemic struck, Victoria then mobilised over 100 volunteers to help those in need in Optimity. Pat and Ross Rio. Pat and Ross adopted the garden at Lingwood Station in 1989 and have been the sole gardeners there ever since. Their hard work was rewarded in 1993 when Lingwood was awarded Britain's Best Kept Station. Their beautiful displays are a source of joy to many residents, and they have managed to find new recruits so they can enjoy a well-deserved retirement.
Justine, thank you for reading out those nominations. Again, a really high contested field of nominations. Really great stories. And to hear the winner of this category, I'm going to pass over to Councillor Sue Prutton, who has been speaking to our winner. Sue, over to you.
Hello there, Michelle. I'm Sue.
Hi, Sue. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks ever so much for sparing the time today to have a chat. I did a little punting around on the Coltishall website, so I knew what you were going to look like. You're on the parish council, obviously.
Yeah.
Does your parish council sort of split up and divide, and various people do various subcommittees, or is that not the way yours works?
No, it does work like that. Yeah. The village hall and the recreation facilities are looked after by a separate committee, which I'm part of as well. And yeah, the parish council itself does split up into subcommittees to address various bits.
Mm-hmm.
Not a very big council. We do have space for more members.
You mentioned the village hall. What do you do there then?
When my involvement first started, my son went to preschool there, and they used to hold the preschool in the main hall area. So every day they had to get all of their stuff out of the sheds to set it all up, and every day they had to put it all the way back in the sheds in the car park, and it wasn't very satisfactory, really. So I was approached as a parent and asked if I would be the treasurer. And then at the same time, the preschool wanted to were asking the parish council if they could take over the other end, like refurb the old social club and have a permanent setting there. So I got quite involved in that. The parish council agreed, and they got hold of some grant money, and we set about renovating the old social club. And it became clear that there wouldn't be enough grant money, so I decided to apply for a national lottery, £10,000 grant to do the toilets for the old social club for the for the preschool, and the rest of the toilets throughout the hall as well, because they were all in a bit of a state. So I was lucky enough to get that money. So then,
well done.
Yeah, that was the start of it. That was a real boost. So then I had to project manage the way the money was spent. £10,000 doesn't actually go very far with 5 sets of toilets to renovate. So we had to do quite a lot of work ourselves, and I was coordinating the guys that were doing the work, plus I'd be painting doors and just trying to make the money go as far as possible. And then we were left with a main hall that wasn't used during the day because the preschool had moved. There's just a few clubs that used it in the evening, and I thought, well, we can't stop there, because the main hall, yes, it's got nice new toilets, but it is quite tired looking. The kitchen was grotty, there was no bar or proper serving counter, and I thought, well, we need to do something about that as well. So the last couple of years I've been looking into grants, and then earlier part of this year we found that Tarmac were offering grants through the Landfill Communities Fund. So I applied for that, and I got awarded £19,000.
Oh, wow.
So that is what we're spending at the moment.
Tell me, I think I know the answer to this one, though. What have you done in the last 12, 18 months that's given you the greatest pleasure or satisfaction?
Well, it's got to be the toilets, because I know that's crazy, isn't it? Because that's the completion. Well, I suppose the preschool area itself, that wasn't entirely me, but I do feel that the toilets was down to me. So because I got the grant and I saw it spent and it's finished, so that has got to be the big satisfaction. And every time I go in there, I think, oh, there's a lovely toilet. Painted that door.
What's it? You're going to have a brass plate on the door that says the Michelle Fackham restroom or something.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think it could better have a brass plate on the door that says Michelle Fackham, Broadland District Council Volunteer of the Year.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Congratulations. You are.
Well,
Broadland's.
I am?
You are. Yes.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh, goodness. Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you for all you've done for the community. I mean, you are a role model for exceed all the role models, but thank you on behalf of Broadland, on behalf of Coatishall, your councillors, your ward councillors, your district councillors, I should say, and your parish councillors and your residents. Thank you so much.
That is amazing. Thank you. I'm really honoured.
Wow, fantastic. Sue, thank you for that. And Michelle, outstanding. Where do you find the time? That's such an incredible impact you're having on your community. Congratulations on a richly deserved award. So let's go straight into our third award. And this award is for Environmental Champion of the Year. This is for an individual, school, business, or community group who has made an extra effort to make a real positive impact on the environment in which we all live. So, Justine, over to you to reveal the nominees.
The shortlisted nominations for Environmental Champion, sponsored by Barnwell Print, are Anna Holt. Anna has been campaigning to encourage business in Acle to remove single-use plastics. Using the support of a nationwide campaign, Anna has held awareness events, raising awareness, and has been successful in getting 7 local businesses to sign up to promote the reduction of single-use plastics. Anne Bone and Tony Gould. Anne and Tony have been litter picking voluntarily in Lingwood for 20 years. They sort out the litter and recycle what they can. This selfless approach to keeping Lingwood tidy has led to Anne becoming the litter warden for the village. Tina Johnson. Tina is tireless in her efforts to make Lingwood a more environmentally friendly village. She runs the local TerraCycle scheme, which can involve hours of sorting waste. Tina organises events and promotes awareness of recycling, reusing and repurposing waste. Her activities also raise funds for Lingwood Primary Academy and Lingwood Village Hall. Tina demonstrates how making small and sustainable changes can really make a difference.
Justine, thank you so much, and what a really impressive range of nominations for this absolutely essential award. So without further ado, let's cut over to Chris Rea from our sponsors for this category, Barnwell Print. Chris, I understand you've been speaking to the winner.
You are the nominee, or a nominee for the Environmental Champion Award. That's fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the work that you've done.
Well, I'm just a mum of 3, wife to Carl. Been living in Lingwood. Well, I was born in Lingwood. Sort of starting January 2019, started to get a bit more into our impact on the environment. I joined a Facebook group called Journey to Zero Waste, and I saw TerraCycle mentioned in there quite a lot when people were looking at ways to sort of on their zero waste journey to recycle things that couldn't be recycled in the standard curbside recycling. So a lot of their waste streams are sponsored by, for example, Walkers, Hovis,
Wow.
Cathedral City. So obviously the things that are more expensive to recycle, that's where they get their revenue from. And I just thought it was something that we could do in the community. The community's really got behind it. I mean, we've earned, since January 2019, we've raised £222 for both the Lingwood Village Hall and Lingwood Primary Academy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased that we've done that well, considering we've had COVID as well in the middle of
This is a thing.
everything.
So, plans for the future?
Well, as COVID hit, I was trying to get the Plastic Free Lingwood campaign a bit more out in the community. We were going to hold some drop-in sessions, but obviously then we went into lockdown, so that all kind of went a bit. So I tried to keep the momentum going with some online campaigns. I did some tips for Plastic Free July of different things people could do, and we managed to get a litter pick done in October, socially distanced. Lingwood Village Hall, the Social Club and Hug a Mug have just become our first plastic-free business in the village. So that means they've removed at least 3 items of single-use plastic from their business.
Oh, that's superb. But we've sort of got you here under a little false pretense, really, because I'm actually very pleased to announce that you are in fact the winner of the community at Heart Environmental, and you are our champion for 2020.
Oh, that's brilliant, thank you. Thank you.
No, bless your heart. I mean, I think what you've done and what you're doing is fantastic, and you should be really proud of yourself. And I think, and I know that you will be a worthy winner.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you. And Tina, what can we say? Such outstanding service to our environment and your community. Well done. Thank you. And so now we're going to go on to our 4th award. This is Sporting Achievement of the Year. This award will go to a team or an individual who reached a goal in sport and have been an excellent example of good sportsmanship. Justine, over to you for the nominations for Sporting Achievement of the Year.
The shortlisted nominations for Sporting Achievement sponsored by CIM Signs and Graphics are Mandy Foister. Mandy has been completing marathons and ultra runs for many years and has raised thousands of pounds for good causes. This year, Mandy undertook and completed the grueling spine race, 268 miles across the Pennine Way, deep winter within 7 days. She was one of only 63 that completed the event from the 150 who started. Nathan and Samantha Mailing. 18-year-old Nathan has been coaching with Thoughts and Andrew Girls FC for a couple of years now. This has led to him studying for a degree in community football coaching and development. Mum Samantha has been on the club's committee for 4 years and has supported many fundraising events. Their enthusiasm and commitment is crucial to the club. During the pandemic, both have been volunteering with Thought Helping Hands, ensuring those in need were supported.
Justine, thank you for those nominations for Sporting Achievement of the Year. I'm now going to hand over to Mark Baker from our category sponsor, CIM Graphics, who's been speaking to our winner. Mark, over to you.
First of all, congratulations being shortlisted for the Sporting Achievement Award for the year. You must be pleased to have made the finals.
Yeah, kind of amazed really. My friend told me it nominated me, but I'm completely amazed, yes, because I'm only Mrs. Ordinary.
I had a little read of some of your notes. I'd say that's very far from ordinary. Tell us a little bit about the spine race.
Okay, well, the spine race was in January, and it's the only proper race I've actually completed this year for obvious reasons because of the pandemic. And it's a 268-mile winter trail foot race along the entire length of the Pennine Way. Really, it's the accumulation of a whole year of training and preparation and many years of running that sort of enabled me to be there. But it was just the most incredibly tough, wonderful and exhilarating and painful experience of my life, and I was incredibly grateful that I managed to finish it.
Yes, well, it sounds amazing that any human could actually finish it. Reading through some of the stories, and you went through a lot of pain and nosebleeds, and met some along the way that fell by the wayside, which must be tough to then give you the mental strength to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much that happened on the race, because I think I was actually out there for about 148 hours or something like that. So really it was 6.5 days of non-stop, running, walking, trekking with a little bit of sleeping here and there. As you said, I suffered terribly with nosebleeds, tendinitis, blisters, hallucinations, sleep deprivation.
Yes.
I was, sick several times. Your body, goes through all sorts of things during a race like this.
Read that you've run many marathons, which is mentally tough in itself, but by the sounds of the terrain where you were, that brings a whole new element to it, along with the weather.
So we had 100-mile-an-hour winds, we had snow, hail, absolutely everything. Some nights it just rained all night. When we were on top of Cross Fell, and the winds were so strong and the snow was really deep, and I was literally being blown flat on the ground on the summit, and that was one of the scariest points, because I really didn't know quite how to carry on moving forwards. I never considered giving up, but because I just literally, every time I tried to get up, the wind just blew me over. So I actually had to roll and crawl along the summit for quite a way,
Really?
just until I could actually sort of move slightly down and out of the wind.
So with the you've also raised a lot of money for charity. Did that mean a lot to you, and was that close to your heart and gave you the drive to do the race?
Absolutely, 100%. I've been raising money for a place called the Mirkwood Rest Home for Retired Sheep, and I met the gentleman, Andy Bailey, who runs the animal sanctuary a few years ago, and he just does such an incredible job. And when I realised that, it was a struggle financially to keep the place going, and I thought, well, it'd be really nice to do something big, to try and help this sort of small animal sanctuary to keep going.
Yeah, which is lovely. And this year of all years, it's going to be, very, very tough for charity. So I'm sure
Yes.
what you've done for them, they'll be really appreciative of.
Oh, he has been. I've never met anyone more grateful in my whole life.
Which is lovely. So I'm going to be honest with you. We got you here under a little bit of false pretenses. You have actually won the Sporting Achievement Award 2020.
Oh, it's true. Blimey.
And a very deserved winner, we would say, very much so.
Sorry, I'm completely stunned. I'm going to cry now. Oh, heck. Blimey. I had no... I really am stunned. I really am. Thank you to my friend Glyn, who nominated me. I am completely stunned because I am just an ordinary middle-aged lady who sort of muddles along with life, and, you know, I do my best to enjoy my running and try and help people where I can, but there's no way I could have done it on my own. You know, I mean, I know on the actual event I had to do it on my own, but all the support and kindness that I've been shown by the whole of the Norfolk running community, who, you know, just gave me so much encouragement. They really did, all the way through. It's a wonderful community, and, you know, just thank you so much to everybody who's, you know, made it possible for me.
Wow, Mark, thank you. And Mandy, how do you do that? That is absolutely incredible. I'd love to hear the full story. Such an inspiration. Well done, absolutely well done in all of your endeavour. So, on to our 5th award, Community Group of the Year. This award will go to a community group that's made a significant contribution to the residents of their local community. Justine, I hope you're ready, because we're coming back to you to hear about these nominations for this award. Over to you.
The shortlisted nominations for Community Group of the Year are Aylsham and District Care Trust. Aylsham and District Care Trust have provided a range of connecting services, as well as developing caring services which facilitate and enable independent and fulfilling lives. As their premises had to close during lockdown, the organisation moved to support the local church and the community helpline. They delivered cooked meals, prescriptions, and provided other support services that are seen as unique and an unfailing source of support to older people in the Aylsham area. Sensational Families. This organisation provides phenomenal levels of support to families with children with special education needs. From advice to a comforting ear, providing gift boxes for children and carers, through to setting up a parent network, this charity is the place to go for help related to children with special education needs. During the pandemic, the group adapted to how they delivered their service to ensure children were supported and stimulated, and parents were given the support that they needed. Taverham and Drayton Litter Pickers. This group had an incredible 181 volunteers taking part in litter picks in just 8 months before the lockdown stopped the meeting. They collected around 17,000 kilos of rubbish and raised almost £1,300 by having each of the litter picks sponsored by local businesses. Litter pickers range from 2 to 82 years old, and volunteers are able to use the time to complete awards, including litter badges.
Thank you very much, Justine. I had the pleasure of speaking to the winner of this award, and I'd like to show you a little clip of that now.
Hi Karen, good to see you too. It's a shame it's not in person.
It is a shame. It's not how we'd originally planned it. I'm making the call to you today to let you know that you've been nominated for Community Group of the Year Award for our Community at Heart Awards.
That's amazing, thank you.
I'm so delighted that you've been nominated by many people for this award. And I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Yeah, sure. So Sensational Families started in 2015. It was just a couple of us meeting for coffee just to give each other support, because we were all special needs mums who were finding it quite a hard journey to be going along. So it's just really built from there. The parents' numbers have grown, more and more people were attending the coffee groups, so we decided we need to become a registered charity. And then we started to apply for some grants to do some one-to-one work, because we found a lot of parents needed that extra bit of support that we couldn't manage. So we've got a grant, and we're now offering the coffee group sessions. We offer advice clinics. We've got 3 part-time family support workers who can work one-to-one with parents. So we'll attend meetings to advocate, and we'll be there for medical appointments, anything really that a parent needs support with their SEND child.
Yeah, it's amazing what you're doing, absolutely incredible how you're supporting so many families. How have you found it through lockdown? Presumably their needs have probably been greater. Do they feel isolated?
Yeah, lockdown's been really tough for SEND parents. During the initial lockdown, obviously the children were all at home, so all the services of schools and nurseries and colleges closed. They lost all their short break provision. Plus, a lot of them have funding for personal assistants to have some time with the children and give them some respite and time with the other children. So that all obviously had to stop. So it's been really tough, and it's impacted the children. Their mental health has become an even greater issue for many. The anxiety has risen.
And the work that you've been doing to support them must be a lifeline for some families, that you're there and able to support them either through your coffee mornings and albeit virtually. Hopefully that's helping them in some shape and form.
Yeah, we hope so. It's just, sometimes it's just for them to know that we're there. So we sent out 200 carer boxes, and the thought behind that was really just to let parents know that we are here and we do recognise how hard it is for you. And even if it is just talking on Facebook and having an offload, or one of our parent support advisors ringing up and having a phone conversation, or speaking to another professional on the parents' behalf because they can't cope with anything else. It's just doing those small things to let them know that they're not on their own, and we do care and we're all in it together, really.
The support that you've given and Sensational Families have given so many families before, during, and now after lockdown, and now into the second lockdown. I just know from the comments that were received from the nominations, the work that you've been doing is absolutely amazing and so gratefully received by so many.
Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you. It's so nice to hear. And it's the team as well. There's 6 of us. We all work really hard. We're really committed.
And I did say when I started the call that you'd been nominated for Community Group of the Year award. I wasn't totally honest with you. I'm so sorry. I'm actually making the call to tell you that you're the winner of Community Group of the Year award for Community at Hearts.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. You're going to make me emotional in a minute. That's not good. Oh, that's so lovely and sneaky.
Sorry, that was a bit sneaky.
Oh, thank you. That's amazing. And everyone else will be so pleased as well. It'll make our year, really, to be honest, with everything else that's been going on. There's not been many happy events this year for lots of people, have there? So no. That's really lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. Many congratulations to you, yourself and all your team at Sensational Families. Well done.
Thank you.
Nikki, many congratulations. It was a privilege to announce to you that you were the award winner of this category. You had many nominations and a very deserving winner of this award. The work that you've done supporting families of SEN children, particularly during lockdown and carrying on since, has been quite amazing. So very well done, very well deserved.
On to award number 6, and this goes to the Carer of the Year. A carer, paid or unpaid, who is a resident of Broadland and who we could not simply do without. Justine, over to you for Carer of the Year.
The shortlisted nominations for Carer of the Year are Caroline Melvin. Caroline manages to juggle looking after her own father with supporting a family in Brundle to care for their daughter. Her good nature never fails to cheer the family up. She endeavours to support them as much as is possible, particularly through what has been a difficult year. Gemma Compton. Gemma cares for people recovering from mental illness in North Norfolk and Broadland. She is described as invaluable, understanding, honest, forward-thinking, great integrity. Kaylee Briggs. Kaylee has been a carer for children with disabilities for 11 years. She volunteered at the Hamlet Centre whilst at school, and as soon as she could drive, Kaylee started delivering respite care. She's currently working with 5 children.
Justine, thank you so much for those moving nominations. And it gives me great pleasure at this stage to hand over to John Warren and Matt Hector from our main event sponsors, Price Bailey. Gentlemen, thank you for sponsoring these awards. You can just see how important they are to our communities and what fantastic people we've got in Broadland. So thank you for making it possible, and I'm going to hand over to you because you've been speaking to the winner for this award. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi Kaylee, just by way of introduction, I'm John Warren, partner at Price Bailey, Chartered Accountants in Norwich, and Matt is a colleague of mine.
My name's Matt, so I look after the business development for Price Bailey, and I've also had the privilege of being on the judging panel as well, so I've seen the nominations that have been put through. So you're aware that you're up for Carer of the Year. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and how you do it?
Yes, so I have 5 children currently, all under 21, all with complex medical health needs or complex disabilities or challenging behaviour. So I have them for respite, either for a few hours here and there or overnight stays.
How did you get involved in this in the first place?
I started off working at the Hamlet Centre when I was 14, doing like volunteering. Kind of went from there. Then I did like work experience through school with like Clare School. And then as soon as I turned 16, really, I got a summer job at the Hamlet Centre. And as soon as I could drive, I sort of had various children for respite and different bits.
What do you enjoy about it?
Every day's different. You never quite know what you're going to get. The kids are great. Like, you can do anything with them and they just love everything, and yeah, they're just really lovely to work with.
Are all the children actually into foster care in the first place? So it's
no, I have some with mum and dad or whatever, but obviously a lot of my children, only one of my children actually sleeps through the night, so parents obviously need an overnight sleep every now and then, so then they come to me for the night so that mum and dad can have a bit of a break. I've had one of the children now for 11 years.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, quite a while. Yeah, sometimes they stop and change where like packages change through like social services and things.
So how much of your week is normally taken up with respite care then, Kate?
I do it every weekday evening, and usually at least a Saturday or a Sunday. So I try and give one day off, but it's not always possible. Or my overnight might be a Saturday to a Sunday. So.
Well, I know from the nominations, your work and your time is very much appreciated by those people that you give the respite to.
Has that impacted at all, COVID, or is it very much the same for you? Is there any no sort of isolation problems at all you've had to contend with?
One of my children was in shielding, so we were kind of doing garden visits and drive-by visits.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, she is the one child that sleeps, so mum wasn't too bad. I had 2 other children which were high risk, but as long as I tried not to go to anywhere else apart from, so to try and keep them as safe as possible. But yeah, if anything, hours got extended because the children weren't in school, so I was doing extra hours to pick up from what the schools obviously couldn't do. But obviously residential shut down as much as possible, so I was doing extra overnights as well. Yeah, kind of. It worked and we got on with it.
Good. Well, you have to get on with it, don't you? No, that's fantastic. But the really good news is actually we're here to actually say well done, and you have won Carer of the Year award. So fantastic news. So yes, the judges made the decision, and we just wanted to have a chat with you, but give the really good news. So many congratulations on this,
Thank you.
So thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, congratulations, Kaylee. So the nominations were really strong in the category. but yours stood out in a number of ways because it's you taking out your personal time to help others. You spend a lot of time doing it, and during COVID, it sounds like when people were under heavy pressure, you stepped up and spent even more of your time in a difficult situation to help others. So, yeah, congratulations, very well deserved. Thank you for everything you do, and continue the great cause.
Thank you.
John, Matt, thank you for that. And Kaylee, what an absolutely awesome story. Congratulations, really, really a fantastic winner for our Carer of the Year. What a great story. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you to our sponsors, and I just need to introduce a quick video now from Price Bailey. This is their 4th year of sponsoring these awards. Gentlemen, over to you. John, I think this is a video from you. Away you go.
Hi everybody. I'm here to represent Price Bailey. Although we're a regional firm with offices in Norwich and throughout East Anglia, this is very much in respect of our Norwich office. I'm personally a Norfolk boy and am delighted to be here representing Price Bailey on this event. This is our 4th year involved in these awards, and this year especially is so important to recognise those individuals who have gone over and beyond what we might expect. Our teams have been involved in judging this process as we have in previous years, and it's been noteworthy of how many people do go out on a limb for others. And it's heartwarming to see it, to be perfectly honest, and putting on an event like this in these difficult times, the local council is to be applauded in my view. I'd like to offer my congratulations to the winners and also my heartfelt thanks to those who've been nominated and who've come along as well. So thank you very much everybody, and enjoy the evening.
Thanks John, and to Price Bailey for your continued support. We really do appreciate it. Now that leads us into our 7th award, Inspiration of the Year Award. This is a person who has achieved something great, personally or professionally, and is an inspiration to others. Now over to you, Justine, to read our nominations.
The shortlisted nominations for Inspiration of the Year are Colin Goff. Colin is the scout leader for Thingwood and Strumpshaw. He dedicates endless hours to ensure young people in the local village have a safe and fun place to attend. Despite his own family commitments and personal illness, Colin devotes himself to building the group, which now has a total of 72 children. Throughout lockdown, Colin has moved the group onto Zoom so they can continue to meet and undertake activities. Jackie Hamilton. Jackie founded Therapy Aid in April 2019 to provide complementary therapies to carers. Each carer is provided 5 free treatments to allow them time to themselves and a chance to recharge. Throughout lockdown, Jackie adapted Therapy Aid's offer and provided gift parcels to carers alongside advice and assistance to help them feel supported. Sandra Baxter. Sandra formed Warbeat Choir in 2012. They started with half a dozen people but have built up to over 100 members. Community choirs are now in 4 locations. COVID has forced Sandra to work in new ways, such as moving sessions to Zoom and calling members to check in with them. Where possible, Sandra arranges for the choir to perform locally.
Justine, thank you so much for reading our nominations for us. I had the privilege of meeting and talking with our winner.
Jackie, it's lovely to meet you and talk with you. I'm just keen to know a bit more about what you've been doing with the Therapy Aid. Can you tell me a bit more about it and how you got into it in the first place?
I've been running a school of therapy since 2005 in Norwich, in Norfolk. And it was thinking of, I went to a conference actually that really inspired me because there were doctors talking there, 2 therapists, and it was about integration and how much therapists can contribute and help the NHS. I thought, well, it's going to take a while before the NHS just accept us as, you know, referring on. And so I spoke to a couple of my tutors and I said, how about starting up a charity so we can start just treating people? And we needed to think of a group who could really do with treatments, who don't give themselves any thought. And carers just jumped out at us. and they could live in different parts of Norfolk. So in Broadland, for instance, we've got a nice group of therapists there who take care of the carers in Broadland. They get a course of treatments, and it could be massage, reflexology, Indian head massage. We also do Reiki, which is recognised by the NHS. So a huge range, and they get a certain amount of treatments, not just the one.
I think it's incredible what you've been doing, and you must have been having even more impact during the COVID lockdown. Presumably you've still been able to do some of your work.
We only started in 2019, and we were just getting into the swing of it in March when it all happened.
Gosh.
And so we couldn't do one-to-one treatments. So I thought, well, I'm actually a batch remedy practitioner, and I can do that with a consultation like this and then send it in the post or take it round. And also I started up a book club that we were buying the book for the carers. We used Dr. Rangan Chatterjee. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a GP who writes books on well-being, and it's everything that we all should be doing. So it's not as if we were like preaching to them. It's actually therapists need it as much as anybody else. And it's the movement and the food and the meditation and all the things that we need to do to keep ourselves well. And so we bought them the book, and we could then do a Zoom book club. We've also got a well-being, if you like, Facebook group called Our Health Matters, and different therapists did like meditation or an NLP, a positivity talk. We had how to do hand reflexology, how to do ear reflexology. We had weekly videos, new videos from our therapists to keep people going, really.
Oh, well, I think you're a real inspiration, Jackie, in what you've been doing.
You.
And I know we've had a number of people nominate you. They truly appreciate the work that you've been doing.
Oh,
I have to be totally honest with you now. I got you here under false pretenses.
Oh.
I'm here, and I'm delighted to say that you're the Inspiration of the Year award winner.
No. Oh my God. I can't believe that. I can't believe that.
Congratulations, well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a complete surprise, obviously. And I'm really touched. And thank you to everyone that's supported me. And because obviously I don't do it all alone. I'm just the one that puts things out there, you know. And but that's really, really lovely. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Jackie.
Jackie, many congratulations. Such a deserving award winner. You truly are an inspiration, and we really do need more Jackies to care for our carers. Thank you for all that you do.
So that brings us on to our 8th award, Business Community Support of the Year. And this award goes to a local business who has contributed to supporting community initiatives. Justine, we're coming over to you to hear about the nominations for this award.
The shortlisted nominations for Business Community Support of the Year are Fitness at the Street. Kim and Steve run Fitness in the Street as a community gym from Lingwood Village Hall. They help all of the community with their fitness goals and have adapted to continue offering support and opportunities to be active throughout the year when physical sessions were not possible. Hug-a-Mug Cafe. Hug-a-Mug is a community cafe operating from Lingwood Village Hall. They provide a welcoming atmosphere for social interaction within the community and host many events, from small produce markets, jigsaw libraries, book swaps and craft stores. The friendly and welcoming environment has made it a lifeline to isolated residents in Lingwood. Woodgate Nursery. Already an integral part of the community, Woodgate Nursery took on a whole new role during the pandemic lockdown. When the nursery closed and staff furloughed, owner Peter developed a delivery size of his business and quickly found he was receiving over 150 emails per day. Throughout the 8-week period they operated, the nursery made around 2,500 deliveries, plus they donated 30,000 sunflower seeds to the sunflower campaign launched by Norfolk.
Justine, thank you for those nominations. Again, overwhelmingly strong. And I'm going to go back now over to John and Matt from Price Bailey to hear about our winner. John, Matt, over to you.
Just tell us a little bit about it from our point of view. It's nice to hear it from a person directly. And was it something that was in place pre-COVID, I suppose?
Yeah, we're now nearly 3 years old this week, actually, 3 years old. And it's something that we sort of always wanted to do, I think. We had a little cafe in the village which just used to run one morning a week, but we wanted to extend it a bit. So, yeah, we sort of got volunteers together and set up Hug a Mug, which was lovely. So it's all volunteer run. And the joy of it being volunteer run is that we can keep prices down low, and everybody can use it. It's used by young mums with young babies right to elderly people. So we cover the whole range of people that can come and see us. This year's been a difficult year because obviously we had to close because of COVID. We've now reopened in a slightly smaller way again. And we're gradually building it again then, because we've got to get people's confidence again.
I've got one question which you'll probably laugh at. It's a great name, Hug a Mug. Where did that come from?
Oh, one of our original volunteers, Rod, he came up with it. We had a meeting and just sort of and came up with just different ideas, and we all liked Hug a Mug.
And it sort of covers so many different aspects of it, doesn't it? As you're aware, the nomination process has gone. There's people we've been through all of the written notifications, nominations, and the judges. And I'm actually delighted to be able to tell you that you are the winners. So that's fantastic.
Really?
No, but brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
and
I know all the volunteers will be just so. I mean, they're just so thrilled to be nominated. And they didn't know that we'd been shortlisted, but to actually win, everybody will just be so thrilled. It's such an honour. It's so nice.
And it's so nice to see you and how genuine it comes across what you're saying about it. And I think your reaction then is absolutely fantastic, and it helps me support why we want to do this in the local community, and be engaged. It's brilliant, and it's all about people pulling together.
One of the residing reasons why you came up top trumps was because you had a number of nominations, and they were from a variety of different backgrounds and for a variety of different reasons. And your impact on the community is obviously very widespread. So yeah, thank you and congratulations. Continue what you do.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. I'm a bit stunned.
Oh, fantastic.
John, Matt, thank you. And congratulations to Hug a Mug. Well done, Angela. I really, really can't wait for an invitation to come over for a cup of tea. Fantastic. Well done to you and the team. That leads us into our 9th award of the evening, Good Neighbour or Friend of the Year. This award goes to a person who's made a positive impact on someone's life. Someone who has gone that extra mile to offer help in times of trouble, or just in a day-to-day life. And so, Justine, over to you to hear about what I'm sure will be an incredible set of nominations for Good Neighbour or Friend of the Year.
The shortlisted nominations for Good Neighbour of the Year award are Julie Douglas. Julie Douglas leads the Good Neighbours group for the Coltishall and Woolston area. With her dedicated team of volunteers, Julie helps people in the community picking up prescriptions and shopping, as well as taking people who need assistance to medical appointments. When the lockdown began, Julie coordinated the local response to the pandemic, supporting those people in the community who were vulnerable or shielding. Despite breaking her wrist and undergoing surgery during this time, Julie continued to support her community and has worked selflessly to help them. Marcus Moore. Marcus works hard to ensure Sprouston is a safe and welcoming environment. He has successfully campaigned for a new bus shelter and attends council meetings regularly to ensure local issues are reported, such as failed streetlights and overflowing bins. Marcus has been a volunteer locally for a number of years and also writes poems to help with spirit. Sarah Jane Yolov. Sarah has been teaching online Zumba classes for donations only since lockdown began, recently delivering her 170th class. As an instructor, Sarah often goes the extra mile, collecting shopping for vulnerable attendees during cancer treatments and hosting charity fundraisers.
Justine, thank you for that. Absolutely, again, fantastic nominations for the Good Neighbour or Friend of the Year. Doesn't it just make you proud to be part of Broadland? So, I'm now going to pass over to Councillor Fran Wymark, who has been speaking to the winner.
I've read your nomination and I mean, actually I know through conversations with your local councillor, Joe Coppleston.
Joe, yes.
How much you've done during the pandemic to help support your community. And I just wanted to have a chat with you, really.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, how did you find it? I mean...
how did we find it? Well, Good Neighbours has been established since 2012. So
yeah.
when we sort of got together with Joe and got the support group going, you know, we had to have a base, and the ideal base was the Good Neighbours mobile telephone number. And then obviously we had to let people know that the service was available during this time, the COVID time. So we basically did a leaflet drop through every house in Coltishall and Horsted. It's for any age group, not just elderly people. Any age group can use the service.
Right.
So during the pandemic, I think we found obviously our services dropped because we weren't doing transport and things like this. So we started doing things like prescription collection, shopping, coordinating with the local businesses, the post office, the laundry shop, the butchers who were doing deliveries as well. And I think one of the big things we did, we've got 21 volunteers, so I allocated 4 or 5 of our clients to one volunteer to phone at least once a week to make sure they were all right.
Yeah.
So that was a telephone befriending service that was then set up, which was you know a big thing really because of that contact. And we are still doing that telephone befriending. We haven't stopped it. We are continuing to do it. Some people have said, no, I'm fine. You know, you don't want to push yourself onto people. They've said, no, I'm fine. I'll ring you if I need you, which they can always do. But some people who are on their own obviously still appreciate that call once a week. Also, we found that people who had family away from their home contacted us to say, can you just go and check on my dad, or can you make sure he's all right? And then there's that contact. So you could always contact the family if there was a problem, you know. So we found that people were contacting us from far, sort of thing.
Fantastic. And I also understand that in the middle of all this, you managed to fall over and break your wrist.
I did. Yeah, that wasn't good, was it? No, end of May, I fell down on a slippery surface and broke my wrist. Yeah, so I had to have a plate put in that. So that was all a bit of an experience, but no, got round that one. So
continued regardless.
Well, yeah, you just have to carry on, really, don't you? And you know, just do. But we've got a great bunch of volunteers, and we all work together. You know, normally under normal circumstances, we're arranging tea parties, we're arranging outings. We were going to Cromer Pier, but because that all got knocked on the head, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I just want to say to you that I'm really, really pleased to tell you that you're actually the winner.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
that's the real reason I'm calling you.
That's absolutely fantastic, lovely, thank you. We also got the COVID award as well, so that was
fantastic. Well deserved. Well deserved. I mean, you've done so much. I mean, I know about a lot of the work you've been doing. As I say, you know, I do follow the local Facebook page as well, so I see lots of things popping up there. So I'm really, really pleased to tell you you're the winner.
Thank you. Oh, that's fantastic news. Yeah, well, it's obviously not just me; it's the whole team, isn't it? And we all have to work together and things. So it's always ongoing. There's always something going on, you know.
Being a good neighbour is not just you know, one day a year, is it?
No, no, but
So,
that's what it's all about in the community, isn't it? You know, it really is. And we have got a really good community here.
Wow, fantastic. Well done, Julie. Congratulations on that. I'm thinking of moving to Coltishall because you're obviously looking after people there really, really well. Thank you and congratulations. So now moving on to our 10th award, Safer Broadland. This award will go to a person in your neighbourhood who makes everybody feel just that bit safer. Nominees can be paid or unpaid. And to hear about the nominations, Justine, we're coming back to you.
The shortlisted nominations for the Safer Broadland Award are Broadland Special Constabulary. The specials are volunteer police officers with the same powers as regular officers. They work mainly in the Broadland area to support response, neighbourhood policing and defence. In the last year, the team have carried out nearly 900 duties, totalling around 7,000 hours, mainly worked through lockdown. Broadspeed Police. Broadspeed are currently in the 25th year of reducing marine crime in the Broads area. They provide a high-vis presence in the rivers of Ure and Yare and have worked extra hard to maintain safety and order during the influx of visitors as lockdown was lifted and people went on to staycation.
What again, fantastic nominations for people just really making us all feel that bit safer in our communities. Fantastic. And I'm going to hand over now to Councillor Sue Lawn to hear about our winner.
So thank you very much for taking the time out this evening to join us. It's very much appreciated. Could you just give us a little bit of information on the work that you've done over the past few months and how you've had to adapt to cope with the COVID-19 situation?
Well, back in March when COVID hit and the lockdown came, there was probably half a dozen specials, maybe more, that were on furlough and couldn't work because of their full-time employment. And a lot of them then came in as specials to help cover during the COVID period. We had a few who couldn't come in because obviously they were self-isolating, so it was just a case of supporting them. But the ones that come in made a big difference.
So can you just give us an idea of the roles, the various roles that your volunteers come from to help out in the specials?
We do all sorts. We have some who work on response, which is answering emergency calls and grade B calls. Then we have others that work with SNT, which is like the beat managers who cover various areas of Broadland. And we also do a lot of reassurance patrols and antisocial behaviour patrols in the evenings.
And I've got it down that I've got here my information. Over the last 12 months, the team has carried out 872 duties in a total of 6,787 hours. That's a lot of duties and a lot of time, considering that you are volunteers.
It is a lot of time, but to be honest, they are an easy team to manage, and they are keen, as you can tell by the hours that they've done, and they will come in and they've all got different interests and different things they like to do. So throughout the stations of Broadland, which is Taverham, Sproston and Aylsham, they do a lot of different and varied duties throughout the year.
How many do you have on your team?
At the moment, we're down to about 20 because obviously the regular officers, there is a lot of recruitment at the moment, and some of them are leaving to join the regular officers. But we are still actively recruiting specials as well. But the specials recruitment or training has been on hold through COVID, but it has now started again.
And what would be the training period of time that a special would go through?
Once they join, once they've accepted and passed the fitness test and the tests at the start, it's then seven weekends over 14 weeks. So they do like every other weekend. Then once they've done that, they will come out on area, and then they're on probation for a year, in which time they have a PDP, a personal development portfolio, to fill in. Once that's all done, they're then signed off as independent.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. On behalf of everyone at Broadland District Council, I would like to say a special thank you to you and your team. We've got you here on a little bit of false pretenses, I'm afraid. So you and your team have been nominated for the Safer Broadland Award, and I'm very pleased to say that you've won the Safer Broadland Award. So you can take that back to your team and tell them that we recognise what you've done, and it's very, very much appreciated. No,
thank you very much.
But,
it's a great honour.
No, so it is you know, is totally appreciate everything that the team has done.
Thank you. That is sometimes a thankless task when you stand in the rain, directing traffic, or being abused by the public. But like I said, they all enjoy it and they all come back for more.
Hello.
Hello, Trudy. That's good.
Hello. Lovely to see you today.
Thank you.
You're here, obviously, for me to have a chat with you about the Broads Beat. You've been nominated at the Community at Hearts Awards, as you're fully aware. I wonder if you could just give us an idea of the sort of thing that you get involved with and what your role is, please.
Okay, yeah, so I'm one of two beat managers. So myself and PC Amy Barrell look after all the Norfolk and Suffolk Broads, which is 125 miles of navigational waterways, and all the villages, all the marinas, all the boatyards, all the pubs, restaurants, chandlers, everything that is in that sort of the Broads Authority promoting it as a national park footprint, is our responsibility. Obviously, there's other police officers and there are other beat managers that look after the 5 districts that the Broads flow through. Broadland is obviously a big part of that, with the River Bure on one side and the Riviera on the other. So that's where the main bulk of our work seems to run through there. A lot of people refer to us as our police boat is a floating police car, and it's that presence which just, for people that are coming from away, that's just that reassurance that we give. We're the UK's longest serving police and public sponsorship programme. In its current format, we're now full-time, all year round, and have been running for 25 years. That's a fantastic collaboration between you know, all the councils and all the people, the businesses on the Broads.
That sounds amazing. That the collaboration then with the whole of the community just sounds, yeah, absolutely incredible, that everyone comes together to keep such a vital service going. Have you just got one example maybe of something that you've had to deal with?
Several examples. There's always things on the go. There is always theft. Outboards seem to be the most prominent item that gets stolen. They're easy, and a lot of them used to be localized and you could pick them up quickly on Gumtree and apprehend offenders that way, but now they seem to be en bloc, en masse from the whole of the UK, put in a container and go abroad. We've just we had an outboard stolen in 2016 from the Potter Heigham area, which our colleagues in Lithuania had just found on the back of the boat over there. So we get that recovered.
Wow. Oh, thanks, Paul. I think in a couple of minutes, really, you've educated everybody so much. Who'd have thought Lithuania? You'd find something in Lithuania. Well, I'd just like to say that actually the real reason we've got you here today is yourself and your team have actually won a special recognition award in recognition of your 25th anniversary. So I'd like to really congratulate yourself and all of your team and thank you for all the work you do for our community. So I'd like you to hopefully share this with the rest of your team.
That's very, very kind. We appreciate that, Ward. That's there is a lot of work, and it isn't just myself and Amy as the beat managers. We've got a lot of people that help on the team. We've got special constabulary that are trained up to use the boat. We've got police support volunteers that are all trained to use the boat. So, you know, there's about 15 of us that dip in and dip out and help out with getting that boat out on a regular basis. And so, yeah, I'll pass that on to all the team. I know they're all going to be tuning in and hopefully watching this. So a pat on the back for everybody. So thank you very much. And
no, thank you very much again. Thank you for everything you do. Okay, thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow, fantastic. Well done to all of our nominations, but well done in particular to Broadland Special Constabulary. Thank you on behalf of all of the residents that you serve for making us feel that bit safer and for the work that you do. So what next? Well, by way of a treat and a recap, we put together a montage of all of our winners, all of the people who have really, really made a difference. So I'm sure you'll agree that was a fantastic montage, and again, congratulations to all of our winners. But before we close, I'd like to just introduce a final special award, and this award is entitled the Special Recognition Award. And for that, I'm going to pass over to Councillor Sean Vincent.
Good evening, and good to see you, Mike, and welcome to the Community at Heart. I understand that you operate as a special inspector?
Yes, special inspector for Broadland area, and also most of my patrol duties are on Broadspeed, which also covers a lot of the Broadland area.
So what does that involve?
The special inspector role is I've got 4 sergeants and about 18 special constables that I look after. Obviously, because they're volunteers, we try and manage them, encouraging them, let them do things they want to do so they enjoy it, so they come back for more. I've been special inspector now for Broadland for 10 years in total. That's good. I get more enjoyment now from seeing the team do well than actually from what I do in duties myself, and they never cease to amaze me in what they do.
Okay, so and do you tend to operate in one particular part of Broadland, or do you find yourself in all different parts?
Mainly Sproston, Thorpe area. Acle is the area that I cover. I do go around some occasionally, but not that often. But then with the Broadspeed team, we cover a lot more area within Broadland and just outside Broadland.
Is that the patrol boat, for want of a better word, the Broadspeed?
Yeah, we have got a boat. We use the boat. We also do land patrols, and we do joint agency patrols with the Environment Agency for antisocial behaviour, fishing licences, things like that.
So how have you found it, as I say, going through the different aspects of lockdown? Has that been, you found the demands on yourself changed at all?
So I had a lot more spare time. So I was doing 3 days a week on the Broadland area and on Broadspeed. At the start of when lockdown was actually on, there was no one about. To be fair, everyone done what they should have done. And that was quite easy. But then obviously once things opened up and the Broads opened up, it became a bit different.
Yeah, well, on behalf of Broadland and all of the residents, I thank you and your team for all of the hard work and activities that you do to help keep us safe. Just coming back to this evening and really picking up on why you're here, each year we run the Community at Hearts Awards, and within those Community Hearts Awards, we sometimes come across people that warrant a little bit of a different type of award. So the reason you're on this meeting with me this evening is to hear that you have actually won one of the awards, and the award that you've won is the Special Recognition Award. So I'd like to congratulate you on achieving that, which is quite unique and very, very heartfelt thanks from us on behalf of everything you've done. So I don't know how you feel about that.
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Very humbling as well, because we volunteer because we want to volunteer. So to actually get that, yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Congratulations on getting the Special Recognition Awards. Well deserved, and it just feels a bit strange that I can't give it to you in person. But as I say, thank you so much for all you've done over the years. As you said, I think it was what, 15 years, didn't you say you've been?
Yeah, 15 years now.
So again, thank you so much for all that you've done. It's appreciated.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my wife, because without my wife and the backup she gives me, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I wouldn't be able to put in the amount of hours that I put in.
Well done, Mike. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for your dedicated service to our communities here in Broadland, and thanks to your team. Really, really richly deserved Special Recognition Award. So we're coming to the end of our Community Hearts Awards, and to wrap up, I just want to say a massive congratulations to all of our nominations, to all of our winners, and thank you to you for taking time to watch. This is really, really important part of our recognition of some really great people in our community. Thank you also to the team who have made this event possible. But to round off, it gives me great pleasure to hand over once again to the Chairman of Broadland District Council, Councillor Karen Vincent. Karen.
Thanks, Trevor, and many congratulations to all our winners and nominees this evening. Thank you for being you and for doing all that you do. It truly is heartwarming to know that we have so many inspirational people living amongst us in our communities. Thank you to everyone who nominated a member of the community for one of our awards, and to our judging panel who had the almost impossible task of selecting our winners. And to you, Trevor, for being such an engaging host this evening. Thank you. And a huge thank you to our event sponsors, particularly to Price Bailey, but also to Barnwell Print and CIM Graphics for your generosity, especially during these challenging times. We thank you. And last but not least, thank you to everybody watching and helping us to celebrate our Community at Heart Awards. I'd just like to make one final comment before I hand back to Trevor, and that is, as we find ourselves now in the midst of another lockdown, I'd just like to take this opportunity to say an extra special thanks to all those who are once again putting others first and helping them in their time of need. Thank you so much. Please take care and stay safe. Thank you and good night.
So as we draw to a close, I just want to say a few thank yous. Firstly, thank you to the team that pulled the Community at Heart Awards together. A lot of effort has gone into making it happen. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who nominated their neighbours, their friends, their colleagues for these really, really important Broadland Council Community at Heart Awards. Thank you to our judges and our special guest presenters. And thank you also to all of our sponsors who have made this event possible. Most of all, thank you to all of you for being a fantastic community that is Broadland. For now, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future, please stay safe. Please, please look after each other through these difficult times, and absolutely recognise just how good the Broadland community really is. Thank you all. Stay safe. Good night.